You are now at the round table with Lenny S., Maya the Brazilianaire, and Big Light.
Okay, everybody, on with the show!
Take a seat and tune in.
Once again, we riding West Side, Old Town in the building.
Round table in the building.
Sway.
Light.
Sway
What's up,
in the
high
building.
tech?
High tech.
King Tech.
Wrong tech.
Wrong tech. Like,
I was like, where's high tech? King Tech. So everybody knows.
Well, I meant that in a way like he tech and he high.
Oh, so that's how we recovered for it. But okay, so Sway is still in the building. We were going to talk about. We have a lot of things still to talk about, but we definitely want to talk about the 100K battle that you're doing right now.
I could tell it to you real briefly, but I'd rather have people go discover it for themselves.
Okay. Yeah, let us know.
Tech and I started an online community called yoursession.com.
Right.
And the reason why we did that is for independent artists who couldn't break in the music industry through the conventional means.
Right.
Which we once were at one point. You know, there's a lot of artists who can't get a break. So with the internet and this new media age, we decided to start our own online community, unlike the other ones that, you know, and we wanted to target and focus on independent artists. And through our resources, offer things that they could benefit from. So through wakeupshow.com, which is a site on your session, if people go to wakeupshow.com, what we did is we gathered 22 of the hottest producers in hip-hop today. I could try to name them all, but everybody from Alchemist, Pete Rock, Jay Dilla's family, may he rest in peace, provided us with some music. Ninth Wonder, Jake One, the Avila Brothers, THX, Sid Rome's. I could keep going on and on. Okay,
DJ Khalil.
DJ Khalil,
right.
DJ Muggs, DJ Babu, Qbert, Focus, Bosco. It's 22 of the hottest producers in hip hop provided beats for the members who go to the wakeupshow.com to download these beats. And these are for artists who don't have access to producers of this quality.
Right.
Biggest problem, a lot of times artists are dope, but they don't have access to music that is dope. So now you have access. If you download this music, you take it to the lab, you create a song, you upload it back on wakeupshow.com. The members in the community are going to select who made the hottest song. We're going to fly you. If you win, we're going to fly you to L.A. We're on Power 106 in L.A. and a bunch of other stations syndicated. Right. We're going to play your music, give you exposure. We're going to put $5,000 in your pocket. Wow. We got a bunch of other things I'm working on right now in terms of distributing the record that win and some of the people who don't win. It's free of charge. You know, we got a board of people who work in the industry, real people like who work next to Clive Davis, who are going to every other week come online via webcam and do Q&A sessions for these independent artists where you can ask a guy, hey, what exactly do I have to do to make it to see Clive Davis? And he could tell you directly, man, if your music isn't to this caliber, you won't make it.
Right.
If your image isn't this, it's not going to happen. Right. We got magazine writers, we got online journalists, we got people that we, you know, who are like-minded like us, who really truly want to give back to those who don't have the opportunity. Well, now you're going to have some of the opportunity, and we're going to provide it. And this is just along the lines, Maya, of what we've always done with the Wake Up Show. We never took money to play anybody's record. There's nobody in this business that can tell you we took money to play your play your record. Right. We, in fact, pay guys to be on our records. It's not a lot of DJs who's been around. We don't talk about a lot of it. You ask why Tech is always in the background. Real humble dudes. It's not about that. I got to be on camera to keep our franchise, to keep our brand, you know, shining. That's why I'm on camera, and also to put a certain energy out to the world.
So do you try to move your brand overseas? Because you are known overseas, especially in London, the UK.
Yeah. There's a you funny like.
Wait, speaking of London, didn't you have to go toe to toe?
Wow, look at that came from way left field.
About your name, about the Sway name, some guy from
London?
You know,
it's interesting, man, because I've traveled, you know, different places in Europe. You know, in hip hop, it's interesting now how it's impacted the global community. And I did this thing, a documentary I did on French hip hop. And I went out there one summer and I covered everybody, the pioneers, the graph writers, the b-boys, all the artists. And I found out that while we had our hip hop history, they had their hip hop history that ran parallel. So a lot of stories we know about Bambaataa or, you know, Kool Herc or
Mario, Islam.
Yeah, the stories. They had their own people.
Flash.
They had their own history going on over there. When I went to England, I met I didn't meet a guy, but I heard there was a rapper named Sway. Mm-hmm. His original name was Sway DeFaso, I believe, but something to that effect. And he changed it to Sway. So I went on a radio show and I was promoting something we were doing. And the DJ who ran the show wanted to get us together and put it on the air. And I said, look, man, I have a problem with dude using my name, but maybe he just don't know. He's a young man, but don't put us on the air, because if you're going to try to put me in a position where I'm going to be clowned, I've been doing this for too long. Right. Like,
That's
right. Up to the station.
Slap the shit out that nigga.
Right. Yeah, so
be known, man.
We had words. He put the man on the air. We went back and forth. And
battling?
Not battling. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, I have nothing to gain.
I mean, did you punch him in his face?
He wasn't. He called on the phone. No, I didn't punch him. I don't solve my.
So he wasn't even there, though.
Huh? He wasn't there. He called on the phone, and we had an argument on the air.
Wow.
Let me ask you a question. This is again back to the 100K battle.
But I also said that I didn't want to end it in a negative way with the young man. I said, look, we could talk off the air. What we're doing right now, it was mostly a history lesson of what I felt of why you don't take somebody else's name. Exactly. And because he didn't grow up the way I grew up, he didn't necessarily connect to that.
Well, he's in another country.
He's in another country.
He's on the other side.
Is it resolved? That's the most important issue.
I have no problem with that young man.
Okay.
None
What's
whatsoever.
his name now? Hey?
I have no idea, Big Light.
Sway.
Could be still Sway,
Right. All right, let's just go back really quickly to the 100K battle. It sounds really interesting, and it sounds for the better of hip-hop. Not to take away from anything from you, but you and Tech have released a few albums. They've been mildly successful, but not commercially successful as, like, let's say Jay-Z or Lil Wayne. Why do you think people that in their position aren't doing something like you're doing?
I can't really speak for them dudes. I mean, I wish the big three are Diddy.
They have more power, it would seem.
Yeah, they got a lot of power, and they're very intelligent men. Right. Diddy, 50, Jay-Z, extremely brilliant. Right. They got a lot of business savvy. They got a lot of, in terms of creativity, they've done some pioneering things. I don't understand why hip-hop to this day, the product that we create, isn't controlled by us anyway. I don't understand why we don't own distribution. I don't understand why we don't own the TV and the radio station.
That goes along with everything else.
Yeah, so
for the longest.
I don't know what those guys do. I really don't know. Maybe they do something similar to what we're doing. Jay-Z being a CEO. I'm sure he gave deals. He gave a couple deals to guys who wouldn't got deals otherwise. I mean, you gotta
like who? Uncle Murder.
Let's pick some names out here. Put them out. Put them on the bus.
Uncle Murder.
If anybody from the battle gets a deal, are they have to have any type of loyalty towards you guys? Or they
not at all. Not at all. If you get a deal based on the exposure you got from this 100K battle, you're free to do what you want. We do. With yoursession.com, we may offer you a deal, and if you don't want to take it, you don't have to take it. But the type of deals we're going to do is revenue sharing deals. It's not, I'm going to give you 12 points, I'm going to give you a small royalty rate of what you create. It's going to be, let's do some profit sharing. If you can't get another break somewhere else, and if we think it's hot, we'll offer you a deal.
But they get the 100K?
No, they don't get $100,000.
I was going to call you later. I was going to tell you, call me and let me know when the winner.
Let you know you're going to follow them home.
So we could be the 100K winners.
Okay. Nah, they don't get that. We giving them $5,000, man. We not.
So where does 100K thing come from?
You got access to $100,000 worth of music.
Right.
Can you get that?
Right. The value of the beat.
You got. Can you get a free beat from Pete Rock?
Right. That's crazy.
Alchemist.
Ninth
Wonder. Jake One. So
crazy.
We're offering them a.
What about Premier? You got my man Premier.
We tried to get Premier. Premier was overseas working on something,
Aguilera, but he doesn't do hip hop anymore. No. Sway is still in the building. We're coming back. I'm just kidding. Shout out.
I thought you was gonna ask him a Carson Daly question, man.
We're coming back. We're coming back with Sway right now.
Don't shrink that screen. Round table, baby.
You gonna ask me what?
Carson Daly questions? I don't know what that means.
You are now at the round table with Lenny S, Maya the Brazilianaire, and Big Light.
Okay, everybody, on with the show.
Take a seat and tune in.